Hey, what is going on, everybody? My name is Julian Miazza, and today I'm going to be talking about what it's like going to college while in the Coast Guard. So, since I've been in now for about 3.5 years. Going to college has been something that I've always wanted to do. When I left high school, when I was 18 and I joined the Coast Guard, I didn't really have an intention on going to college after high school. It wasn't for me. I was tired of high school. I just wanted to move on with my career and kind of pursue my uh, my ambitions, and that didn't really include going to college. But when I was in the Coast Guard, I started to really want to take advantage of the opportunities that are available and use some of the programs that the Coast Guard does have. Now, before I joined the Coast Guard, I didn't really know about tuition assistance. It wasn't really talked about too heavily, and I didn't really ask questions about it to my recruiter. So maybe it was my fault, but I just didn't know as much as I did prior to joining. Like, I didn't know about the C-SPY program. I didn't know about tuition assistance. I didn't know about the opportunities to become an officer. All these things that I wish I kind of knew before I joined, but since I've been in, I've just been really enjoying just how much is available and how much room there is for me to grow in my career and with my personal life. There's a lot of room in the Coast Guard for that. And one of the things for that was, like I said, going to college. Now I know that going to college can be intimidating. That you might, a lot of people think of college and they think of student debt and a lot of loans and all these things. But honestly, for me, going to college has just been really easy, and it's really helped me with my ambitions and my career development with what I want to do. Now, like I said, when I joined the Coast Guard, I was 18. I didn't really know too much. So I spent the first year when I was at a small boat station in Wisconsin, just kind of ignorant to what was available, ignorant to the tuition assistance and things like that. When I first joined, tuition assistance, it was $4,000. They only covered up to $175 per credit hour, and this is what I found out after I got to my second unit. So when I was at my first unit at a small boat station, I could have definitely done college online because at a small boat station, your schedule's 2 days on, 2 days off, and then you get sliding weekends. So one weekend you're working, one weekend you're home. So that's really, honestly, it's plenty of time to be able to focus on schoolwork and things like that. But like I said, I was pursuing my ambitions of becoming a rescue swimmer, so my time was kind of more devoted to working out, and I wasn't really thinking about college. When I got to my next unit, after I came back from swimmer school, my schedule was trop hours, which means it's Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Sometimes it's a little bit longer, but it's a really consistent schedule, and I get to go home every night. My weekends I'm off, so I've got a lot of time to be able to focus on things like college, volunteer work, things like that, making these videos for you guys. I had a lot of time, so when I got to my next unit, I said, okay, I want to go to college, and I started researching it. I found out what college I wanted to go to. I found out about what is available, and at the time, it was $175 per credit hour, but they gave you 4,000. Now I just made a video talking about kind of the drastic change that tuition assistance had. I'll post maybe I'll post the video here or something, just to kind of get you guys up to date. But basically, to summarize the video, tuition assistance was cut from $4,000 to $2,225. So that's three. You can only take 3 classes now compared to 5. So it is a pretty big deal. But maybe in the future they'll change that back, and we'll get a little bit more funding for that. But anyways, so when I got to my unit, I said I want to go to college, and I was able to take 2 classes at the same time with the college that I was going to, University of Phoenix. They're 5-week classes, and I was able to double up on them. So I was able to knock out all the classes and use up my tuition assistance before October. So I think I started maybe in like June of 2015, and I used up all my tuition assistance, and by the time that I just used it, tuition assistance came back up again, and I was able to use the other $4,000 that I got for the new fiscal year, which starts in October, for tuition assistance. So I was able to knock out a lot of classes, a lot of easy classes. I got all my general electives out of the way, all that stuff. And just recently, because I did take about a year off of school, a hiatus, because I was pursuing some other entrepreneurial things. But I basically took a year hiatus, but when I got back into it, I finished my associates just actually this last month. I was able to get my associates in information technology, and now I'm working towards my bachelor's. And I did the math, and mind you, this is completely, I haven't put any money into my associate's degree. It's been completely paid for with tuition assistance, scholarships, and things like the Pell Grant. So, I did the math and tried to spread it out, and I'm going to be able to get my bachelor's completely free using only scholarships, tuition assistance, and the Pell Grant. Now, it is going to be affected a little bit. I'm probably going to have to get some more scholarships because the tuition assistance went down, but being in the military, there are a lot of scholarship opportunities out there for military members that are pursuing those, and a lot of scholarships that aren't specifically for military. Being in the military, it gives you kind of an upper leg because you do have experience in volunteering, in a service, and contributing to society and things like that. So it does help you be able to get more of a world experience when applying for these scholarships that a lot of times it's just like kids that have been in high school and don't have too much besides academic and sports and stuff like that. So in the Coast Guard, you're going to have lots of opportunities where your schedule is going to be really good. Maybe if you're on a boat, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. There are ways that you can go to college while on the boat. I made a video with one of my co-workers, Petty Officer Garcia, and he actually was taking college classes on a boat. I've got another member at my unit who took classes underway while on a cutter, and they would just basically take the books that they were required for their classes underway. They would study, they would come back, and they would take tests based off of the curriculum that they had while underway. So it's not impossible to be able to do it. You can do it anytime. There's plenty of time in the Coast Guard to be able to focus on you. It's not like you're getting deployed. It's not like your time's always going to be busy. There are busy times, like right now with the hurricanes that are hitting. Lots of people are really busy, especially in the aviation side. Those guys are just running nonstop. So you choose your rate, you choose your fate. There are going to be busy times based off of what your job is. So just keep that in mind if you're thinking about going to college. That's really kind of all that I can think of right now, guys. One other thing maybe is that maybe people that want to join the Coast Guard just for short term, they want to do 4 and done. That's totally okay if you want to come in, use your tuition assistance, and then get out and then use your GI Bill. It's totally possible for you to be able to even get your bachelor's in 4 years. If you're going to be staying a non-rate, if you're going to become a petty officer, it's going to be a little bit more difficult because you've got to get qualified first at your first unit. So that's going to take some time, and then you can start applying for the tuition assistance and things like that. And then if you're going the petty officer route, you have to become a petty officer, you got to go to school, you've got to get fully qualified, and then you can start thinking about college. So if you're really thinking about just doing 4 and done, I'd recommend maybe just staying a non-rate. If you want to do 6, get your bachelor's, try to get as much of your bachelor's or get your bachelor's done while in service, and then get out and continue on with your GI Bill. That's totally something that is doable. So I hope this video was able to give you guys some ideas about what you can do with college, if it's feasible, things like that. If you have any other questions about college or anything Coast Guard related, leave it in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to get back to you with a response. Maybe I'll make a video about it, but I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace out.